Hi guys. I hope you can hear me per usual. And I'll just start off by saying everything I talk about will be linked in the description box below if you have any other comments or questions or concerns. But I asked in a poll on Instagram if you have any questions, so I'm going to answer them. But can you hear me? Are we live? I hope you guys are well. Oh, Bruce. Oh, thank you so much in advance. I'm glad you're doing so well. I'm glad you're doing much better. And hi, Nick, in advance. You came on here nice and early. Hi, guys. If you can hear me, if anybody can hear me, I know that I had to move the live time up a bit, which I'm sorry about. But hopefully you guys can watch the playback, and I'll just put all of the ones like later today or tomorrow. I'll go through all the questions that I answer, and I'll time mark the answers at the bottom so that you can see them. But I feel really bad that I scheduled it for like an hour and a half later, and now we're starting a little bit early. Hello! Oh, Bruce, you did make it! Awesome! Very good. Matto, how you doing? Okay, I'm just gonna get right into it. If you have any other questions, oh, guys, I found out that this is an Apple thing, and I don't know how to turn it off. If I do stuff like this. I didn't think it would do it in the live streams, but it does. So welcome to the live stream. Oh, if you have an Apple computer, you can join me in that fun. These things. Anybody's birthday? Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Okay. I'm gonna get right into the questions because there's a lot of them. First question that I think is super important that I answer is MJ, beautiful Meredith, love her so much. She said, "How much do you charge for one-on-one consultations?" Gonna definitely need one of those. I think it's really important that I say this because a lot of people ask me like big, hard questions, like plan my trip for me, right? Kind of thing. Like just tell me everything to do. And that is just too much for me to be able to do in just like a little quick message slash. It's why I started online consultations. And so I have a link down below. You can see the online consultations. It's $40 for 45 minutes, I believe. And there's an extra $5 if you would like to add it on. If you want me to send you, I take like notes while I'm talking to you, slash I take notes in advance, and then I send you all of those notes via email. So it's not like you're having to sit there like, let me make sure I'm writing everything down. Like I do it for you. So it's really like $45 for 45 minutes. And I should maybe like make reviews because everybody is just all we have such a great, so much fun to meet you guys. And then a lot of people I end up meeting them in Korea anyways, because I'll give like my favorite recommendations or I'll talk about my church and then they come with me to church and stuff. That's happening today. Hey yo, it's so cool. Hi Maddie, 사랑해요. Look at that. I can do it in the live stream. So online consultations, link in the description. Yes, I hope that you do take the opportunity because I do think they are super helpful and a really good use of time. Any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. But I'm mostly going to be on Instagram where I had all of these. I had like a little question poll that you guys answered, and some of you sent me direct messages. So I literally like took the question and I typed it in myself because you direct messaged me instead of putting it in the thing. So we've got plenty to go through. We got plenty to go through. So let's go straight through them. Myeongdong and Jamsil, worth visiting for sure. I think that Myeongdong is one of the coolest. It's like there's a place called Incheon that's really close to Myeongdong, and there's a lot of really good shopping in those areas. I do think that Myeongdong is like extremely busy and extremely crowded, and visiting is better than staying, personally, my preference. But a lot of people stay there because it's a very good centralized location to the biggest tourist spots. So you can kind of hit them all, and they're very used to foreigners. So it's extremely like foreigner friendly. Well, English friendly is what I mean. But I just can't do how crowded it is, especially these days. It's super, super, super packed. And I can only imagine that this spring and summer, it's going to be the worst it's ever been, especially because people just think that that's like the staple place to stay. So if you would rather maybe be around a little less people, you can stay still in the area, but just not in Myeongdong. But a lot of people prefer to just stay in hotels there because that's what they've heard to do. So my personal preference, maybe go around, not in Myeongdong. I actually have a whole video that talks about like where to stay in South Korea, and I kind of compare pros and cons to all the different areas. And that video is completely up to date except the Myeongdong portion. But I've recently talked about like it's thriving, it's busy. A lot of the numbers stay the same, but it's just now it's packed. So I would check out that video as far as where to stay. Stacy, hi Megan. What's the max tax refund at each place? Is there a cap per person? So this is all so I haven't done any of this in such a long time, but I know that when it comes to tax refund, the majority, the thing that you need to know is you bring your passport with you at a lot of these like Olive Young, a lot of like the major stores, they will ask to see your passport and they give you something while you're there or they do it in the transaction. Honestly, I should put that on my to-do list to do it myself and see how it works because I haven't even thought about this for so long because I've just been living here. But that is a really good question. I'm going to make that a note on here and hopefully in the next Q&A or somewhere else I can help more. So I can't spell refund. Great. Paul, hi Paul. Hello again. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Yes, it just started. I'm still struggling a bit with sleeping. Most of y'all don't even probably know, but I had to quickly run to the States really fast, which is why I haven't posted a video for 2 weekends. And your girl is struggling jet lag wise. I was struggling in the States and now I'm still struggling. So it just a never-ending struggle. But yeah, I got up like super early, way earlier than I anticipated. So that's why I kind of like moved it up so that I can have a bit more time later. So yeah, Sarangeyo, Maddie. I'll do it again. I love this thing. Oh, hey. I'm a software developer studying in Canada and I am in India now. I went to settle in Canada. Oh my gosh. Software developer, can you first of all, I don't live in Canada. I'm from the United States of America. I also don't know anything about software development, but if you need a job, I know someone that wrote a book called Yikes, I've got to get a job, and I would look it up and I would purchase it. I think it's a really good book to teach you how to get a job. And oh, want to settle in South Korea. So this is a really good question. I am currently doing some research and talking with some companies that supposedly help you get jobs if you want to come to South Korea because it's way more challenging, I think, than people understand. Like, it's not an easy place to settle down because at the end of the day, the way that Korea is like set up, if someone could have your job that is Korean, that lives in Korea, they will hire that person over you because something that Korea does here is they have to sponsor your visa. So if you're a foreigner, they have to sponsor your visa for you. And it's frustrating because people want to live here, but the company will go, sponsoring visa doesn't mean just like, oh, I'll take care of them. It's paying quite like a significant amount of money for them to have that visa paperwork, blah, 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 blah. So that's why it's actually really hard to come and get like a full-time job here. It's quite rare. And there are a few companies that I've started to find that now that I'm back in Korea and I'm starting to get more of like a schedule once again, I think that I will try to talk with them and see if they can help as far as getting jobs and whatnot. So I'll keep you up to date on that. I am definitely going to try to prioritize these because that's what these questions, but I will definitely like look over at the chat from time to time as well. Oh, Nick, no problem for the prayers. I'm so glad to pray for you. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy to pray for you. I'm glad that God answers prayers. Oh, now it's not. Okay. Anyways. Uh let's see. Are hidden cameras still a thing? We booked an Airbnb and are a little scared now. So it's interesting because this has been coming up often lately. I don't know if there was like a video or something that went viral recently because I've been getting a lot of questions about, yeah, about the hidden camera situation. I've talked about it a bit before. Hidden cameras are a problem here in Korea for sure. Uh, every country has their imperfections. Hidden cameras, that is, I would say something that Korea definitely, it is a problem. Where I would say you should be the most concerned is in a lot of like public bathrooms, like in the subway that are just free and open to the public. I would say hotels, I would be a little bit more worried about than necessarily Airbnbs. But at the end of the day, they are something for you to think about, but I wouldn't say it's something that you need to be fearful about. And if you look up online how to find hidden cameras, slash, you're just smart about how you go about your time here, you'll be okay. So, what I mean by that, first of all, one trick that I know is that if you take your camera on your phone and you turn it, I believe, to the front facing camera. Again, I would recommend looking up the video. There's a video, like, there's a few videos on YouTube that do a good job explaining it. And if you take it and you like, I have all these, like, you can see all my books that I've got laying here. You can just see the crazy mess I've got going if I turn this. But if you go like this and you're looking in the camera and you're facing it around the room like this, supposedly there'll be a little like red light that you can see, or there's like a reflection that shows up in the camera. You want to turn all the lights off, by the way. And if you see a little like red light, that means that there is a camera. Mind you, I did this in a hotel once and I had an absolute heart attack because as I was doing that, I got to the TV, but the TV has like a red button that shows it's off and on. Like there's like I was like, "Oh my gosh, there's a camera," but it was actually just the programmed button of like the on off. So when you turn the TV on, it Anyways, so don't worry if it's a be careful about that one. Maybe it's just the TV. Try to turn it on and off. Does the thing flash? But yeah, so there is a problem. Like when I said before, it's kind of like how you spend your time or like be smart about how you live here. What I mean by that is just to be super safe, if you are actually quite paranoid about it, go into like uh turn the lights off when you're getting ready or go into like a shower or go into the bathroom because usually the cameras are in the bedroom. Go into the bathroom and change rather than just in the bedroom itself, or turn the lights off, make it dim. You could change under your bed covers. Again, I think that that's all. Oh, that's so sweet of you. Thank you so much for pit pit tip. Thank you so much. I will answer your question. Just give me a second, but thank you so much for your love. But yeah, if you want to be like, thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Yes, give me a second. My my brain just goes. So yeah, if you want to take those extra precautions, you could. When you go into public bathrooms, for example, I won't change in the public bathroom. I won't take all my clothes off and my bra off or whatever. If I go to the bathroom, I'm sorry if this is like TMI for some people, but I don't really know what TMI is. I'm way too open of a person. When you're taking, clothing down to go to the bathroom, just cover yourself. Don't just like free, whatever. Be like when I go, sometimes I'll like lay if I have like a sweater or something, I'll like lay my sweater and kind of like hide my body as I go to the bathroom. I used to be way more fearful about it. Now I just kind of say, I'll hide myself And I'm also like, where does the video even go? I don't even know. There's just a lot about it that I don't want you to not think about it, but I don't want you to live in fear about it. And if you ever did find a hidden camera, especially in like an Airbnb or a hotel, they would get in an immense amount of trouble. So it's like I do think that a lot of people realize that. So that's another reason why, and eventually, very soon, hopefully, I am making a video all about Airbnbs, all about tips with Airbnbs. And I think that if you go to a place that is well known, that has really good reviews, it is established. So you could say that is not going to be a place I would be anywhere near as worried about as brand new, no reviews, first time ever, right? That's when I would be a little bit more, I don't even recommend you book those anyway, because Airbnbs, you got to make like reviews are one of the most important things. And I'll talk all about it in the video. Let me pop over to this. We're flying from Tokyo to Gimpo. Is your airport guide applicable for Gimpo as well? I did not think about I'm like, I guess I could go to Gimpo and make like its own guide as well. But I would say a lot of information in, just to be completely honest, I would say a lot of that is definitely geared towards the Incheon airport, but there are bits and pieces in it that I do think are really important, like talking about, you know, not to get taken, like how to not get ripped off by taxis. There are different like bus systems. So in the airport guide for the Incheon airport, I like have the pictures of like walk this way and I point, but the kiosks and things like that are similar. The Gimpo airport actually, okay, how do I do this? So okay, it's probably gonna be, I don't even know what like way the camera is flipped for y'all, but let's say that this is Seoul and then Incheon is like way out here. It's like an hour away and you take the subway into Seoul. Gimpo is like on the way. It's much closer to Seoul than the Incheon airport. So you actually, it stops at the Gimpo like airport and it will continue on. So a lot of things about how to take the subway and explaining T-money cards. Again, it's geared to Incheon. But there would be helpful tips in there. I would have to like really look it over one more time. Oh, yeah. So I have like a pre-packing checklist, a bunch of links of like where to buy things, what to bring on the plane. You're gonna have the same, most likely, uh, like arrival card because you're coming from a foreign country into a new country. So customs, again, it's definitely geared to the Incheon airport. But I do think it would be helpful. But that is a really good point. I've been wanting to take a trip somewhere around Korea, like Tokyo, or I don't know, go back to Thailand. I don't know. I've been wanting to take like a very quick trip. And if I was maybe more intentional and I did Gimpo, maybe that would help you guys. I'll add that to my list of things to do, that I will do that right now. Wow. Gimpo got corrected to Hilo. Hilo Airport. Okay. Thank you so much again for the love. I can click the little like button. How are flight prices heading for the summer? Up. Always up. But summer is really bad, and then fall, it dies a lot. It dies down a lot, and it's actually really nice because it's so beautiful here, and the prices go down. It's great. We love it. But summer is pretty bad because a lot of people want to come here. As far as any tips about visiting Tokyo, I haven't been. Haven't been to Tokyo. I'm pretty sure that, I don't know if you're getting out of the airport or not, but a lot of airports, if it's just a transfer, there's going to be all these like transfer signs, transfer here, transfer here, transfer here. And a lot of times when you go into a new country, you have to get your bags and then you have to like go through some sort of security and quickly recheck them because every country has their requirements of things that they do and do not accept. I haven't been to Tokyo, but I've been to other countries. I went to like Germany on the way home, and I remember in my backpack, I packed a lot of things that I could take to America and in Korea, my bag got checked and it went through just fine. But then when I got to Germany, the way that I did things wasn't the way that they like it in Germany. So they had to confiscate a lot of things. Like I could only take this much amount, like a bag this big of like toiletries. And I was like, what the heck? What you talking about? They didn't check that at all, in Seoul. So just make sure you check whatever country you're passing through to see what their regulation is for checked and carry-on bags. Lots of questions. I'm gonna try my absolute best to answer as many as I can. Um, Lots of greetings. Hello, 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 Beth. Greetings from Alabama. Oh, hey, girl. That. Can I call you that? Hi again. Good to see you. I remember. I remember you. Um, I found you when I was moving here and needed information about quarantine. It's so nice to see you growing as a creator. Oh, that's so sweet. It's really cool. God's been doing some really cool things. I'm so thankful that this is my job. Like I'm really thankful. I'm gonna try to stick to some of these Instagram questions because this is where I told you to submit them in advance. And sadly, I can't stay as late as I would like today, but let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, no question. Just love following your work. Thank you so much. You're so kind of you. Da, da, da. Oh gosh, my friend said, "How's your love life?" We're trying apps. We'll see how that goes. Not a lot. We're trying one app, and we'll see how that goes. Weather questions, how to dress, what to pack. So something about Korea, it's just probably the placement and the fact that it's kind of like a peninsula. The city buildings like hold in temperature or just make it. I don't know what it is about like high rises, but just it gets so hot in the summer. It just feels like Seoul is getting saturated in heat. And then in the cold, it's just freezing. It's absolutely freezing. And so one thing to be aware of is the temperature will drop significantly sometimes at night. And so people in the summer, they come here and they're in the little shorts and their little t-shirt because it's so hot. But then at night it drops. When you get into the subway or on the bus, it's freezing. When you go into the cafe, it's absolutely freezing. So I really recommend, no matter what time that you're coming here, fall, winter, whatever, that layers are going to be your best friend. Always, 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 always wear layers. And it's nice just to be able to put something on, be able to take it off. So layers are extremely important. And as far as like March goes, right now, like a week or just a few days ago, it was quite nice. Yesterday, I had to pull out like freezing. I had to wear my absolute freezing cold winter jacket, like the thickest jacket that I have. It was so cold. And so there's like a meme that went around last year of like Korea has multiple winters of like or no, like the season, it's like winter and then like a fake spring and then back to winter and then teasing spring and then back to freezing cold. It really does like so layers are going to be the absolute most important no matter what. Taking a bus outside of the city, how recommendations, please watch my bus video. I have a transportation playlist. The bus video talks about both Korea bus, like in the city and outside of the city bus. Super important. I actually just filmed a vlog and I take you on a day to Suwon. And I think it is the best day trip. It's not too far away. There are some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful places that I super recommend that you guys go. And now they have the new Starfield Library. So I just recorded a vlog with my friend just the other day. And so yay! So finally, like a vlog. So, oh Nathan, 안녕하세요. You're so nice. Like, good to see you again. I am just so that y'all know, I am trying to prioritize these massive amount of Instagram questions because I put that in the description that that's where to submit your question. So I will look over to the chat here in a little bit, but right now I'm trying to get through these Instagram questions because they were first priority, but I'll get there. I swear I'll try my best to get to as many questions as I can. Okay. Aw, Cad, why do I miss you and the others so much? We miss you too. Question about car seats and taxis. There's definitely no taxi system that I have ever heard of or aware of that they bring like that they provide the seat for you. All of that would be you providing it for yourself. So you're going to need to bring things to be able to buckle them in and put it in the seat yourself. So I personally, if anybody knows of a system where they can be ordered, please let me know. But a lot of people around here will have like a car seat that can go into a taxi, and then when it comes out, it can be like a stroller as well. But I would also say that I don't really see people getting into taxis a lot with car seats. Most of the time, they'll take the subway because you can just like go through the elevator and like roll on, like just roll in. But I don't even see that a lot either. So maybe it's just that I personally haven't seen it, but yeah, it's gonna be definitely like a bring your own stroller kinda situation. I have a friend that has kids, and I will ask her what's her way of doing things. Um, cities in Korea you visited so far? I have visited a lot. Oh, Nathan! Hey, it's your question. I visited a lot. I go on a lot of I've been on a lot of so thankful trips that they take me to places and then I have to make content. I have a lot of unuploaded content that is really good, but your girl vlogs are great, but they don't perform well on my channel slash I try my best to keep it in Seoul because that's where most of y'all are going. But if you're more interested in vlogs, which my last poll on Instagram, y'all wanted to see a day in my life, so I filmed that as well. But Daegu is probably one of my favorites. I love Busan. That's always where I go. Busan, Busan, Busan. Daegu I really, really liked. Close wise, Suwon is really nice. I've been to Pyeongtaek to teach some classes to army families. Yeah, there's a lot, but I'm thankful. Korea's great. This is a quick question I can answer. How long does it take from Incheon to Sincheon? I'm assuming you mean the stop, or I think there's two, and when it's spelled in English, I don't know. About Hongdae, I'll just say Hongdae because that's a place where people transfer from the airport to Hongdae by the airport line, which is the subway. It's about an hour. How's learning Korean? 어렵지만 재밌어요. I like it. It's fun, but it is really hard. I'm trying my best. Trying. Keyword trying. Okay. I definitely want to look more into the pass and the NAMI card. I always recommend to you guys the T-Money card system, but there's supposedly these cards that are like a T-Money card, but they also double as a debit card, and you have to pay with those in cash and put money on them in cash, but then you can use them throughout Korea. It's also on my to-do list to go try to use that card myself. I can't guarantee anything until I go myself. I've also emailed the companies. I swear, y'all, I'm trying so hard to answer your questions, but like not just tell you an answer, but if I'm connecting my name to a thing or a place, I want to make sure it's actually legit and like test it out myself, which is why with the SIM cards, I didn't recommend a SIM card company until I tried it. And Airlo, the one I linked below, is the best eSIM option. But if you want an actual phone number, which I personally think is better for safety and taxis because you can order taxis, I recommend using Trazy. Again, links are all down below. Yes. Okay. Like what to pack in advance kind of questions. What are things that I should have? What are things I really need to bring, especially if you're moving here or coming here for a longer extended period of time? I have an Amazon list. I believe it's linked below. If not, it's linked in other videos, but it's a list of just all the stuff that I buy every time I come back to Korea because it's hard to find those things here or they're super expensive for absolutely no reason. Questions on how to make friends, how to meet more people. Yes. I have talked about this a few times. You can use Bumble BFF as a way to kind of like match with people. You can come to my online friend speeding event. That's how we have a group chat, which is how we meet in person. That is also linked below, but not sure when I'll be able to host the next one. I hopefully soon. I really hope soon, but I'm just not totally sure. But we will have a March meetup. I'm trying to make it a little bit later in March because I know more people are coming like later on in March, but we'll have a poll in my personal speed friending like group chat. If you come to the online event, that's the thing linked below, you get added to the in-person meetup chat where we talk about meeting in person or we meet online and play games. So check the friend speeding out. Language exchanges, be careful, but there are a lot of language exchanges. Sometimes, people go there for the wrong reason. They just looking to hook up with someone, but sometimes people just want to go to practice. There's one in Hongdae that I used to go to that I really liked called You Are Not Alone on Instagram, YNA. And it's expanded. It's blown up since I went, but I've heard good things since then as well. But I don't know. When I used to go, it was like super small. But that is a good way, even if you don't speak Korean, you can go there and meet people. To do. Okay, so many questions. Wow. How's the weather in April? I'm confused about needing more warm again, like layers, so important. April is nice. Like April is the weather, it's beautiful, but it can get really cold at night. But guys, weather every day, just okay, I'm gonna try to scroll up a little bit. I am from the UK and 23 with no education and looking to do Korean studies at, I don't know that university. It is very difficult to come to Korea and like to apply and get into the school and things like that. A lot of times, even teaching jobs, a lot of them expect you to have a degree of some kind, but you can come as a tourist, and there are programs that you can learn Korean that they don't give you a visa, but you can still be in the program. And then a lot of people will do something called a visa run where they'll leave every 90 days. Or it depends on your country. UK, I believe it's 90 days. I know Canada is 6 months. A lot of places are 90 days, but if you go onto the official K-ETA website, it'll wait. I feel like I said that weird. If you go on the official K-ETA website, it'll tell you per country if you need to apply for K-ETA, by the way, and also how long you have for a tourist visa. And then you come. My alarm's going off. I do have to go, sadly, kind of soon. Okay. But if you go onto that website, it will show you how long you can stay, and then you can do a visa hop. So you can leave, go to Tokyo, Thailand, and then you can come back after 90 days and you can re-enter the country and then you get another 90 days. I believe the UK is the same amount of time. That might be a better option for you if it's been kind of hard to get into schools. I hope that kind of answered your question. Happy Saturday, Justin. Thank you so much. Happy International Women's Day. You're so cute. Thank you. Where was I? Wow, there's so many questions, but I don't remember which one I answered because I was kind of like, rah, rah, rah. Okay, I'm just going to scroll back to the bottom. And if you want me to answer your question, can you retype it? Because that'll be easier. Marlena! Hi, Marlena. uh, have you ever gotten seasick? I have not gotten seasick. I did go on a cruise, didn't like it very much because something about being just on the water, like, I think it would be I would do it again, but, like, I wasn't like, "Oh, I love cruising." I was kinda like, "Whoa, I don't know how I feel about this." Um, let's see. Where was I? Vlogs benefits more for the big channels. Still good for the subscribers, what I heard. Yeah. I think vlogs just don't usually perform as well for the smaller channels. But I will still do some because I do like them. And you guys wanted them. You guys really wanted, like, the poll was significantly, I want to see a day in your life. So that will be a video coming soon. Do you know the difference between A and A? It's sadly, it's just a memorization thing. There's no rule between so the question is talking about when you're studying Korean, there's like A like that, and then there's an A like that. And it's a vowel, and sometimes they go one way, sometimes they go the other way. I will say that I started using something called Quizlet. I hate it used to be free. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Anyways, I tried to mute it. I don't know if the microphones I tried to mute the sneeze so you guys didn't hear it. I didn't cover as much as I should have, sorry. Uh, I use something called Quizlet. It used to be free. I'm really sad that they changed it so that the learning function is mandatory, which I just think is ridiculous that they made it mandatory. But thank you, Marlena, for blessing me. Um, it is the best way in my opinion, to study because you can actually I have a iPad, and so I do something where I go into the learn mode and I use my Apple Pencil and I write out the answers. And so it'll be like, what does this mean? I write in Korean the answers, and as I do that, it just sticks in my brain more. Like, which way does the A go? Because I'm writing it out. I think that that's one way that I've been able to memorize it more. And so hopefully that can help you too. I know it stinks that it's mandatory to pay, but the reason I paid is because it was the only way that was really working for me as far as learning goes. And for a whole year, it's not all that expensive. I think it's like $35 for like a whole year. So, Nina and baby Kai, hi. Da, 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 da. Oh, sorry. Okay, I said I would. Hello from Texas. Hello from Texas. Okay. Okay, 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 okay. Where was I? Where was I? Where was I? Funny habit that I have. I don't like biting into a cold apple. So I will put my apple, if it's in the fridge, I'll put my apple in the microwave for a little bit. Just a little bit. So that it's not as cold. It's not a sensitive teeth thing. I just don't like it. I just don't enjoy it. I just want it to be like room temp or something? What a question, right? Church recommendations. I realized that I'm like, hey, message me. So I need to just create like a thing that I copy and paste to everybody. But someone said, what is a weird habit? You said, what? Someone asked me, what is a like funny habit that I have? And my habit, oh, maybe you were just like, what? Why do you do that? But my habit is I put apples in the microwave to make them warmer because I don't like biting in when it's cold. I like it nice and cold. My mom said the same thing. My mom was like, I'm sorry, what? Okay. Church recommendations. I'm going to create something that I can just copy and paste and send it. But I realized that I can tell you churches that I've heard, like English services that I've heard, and I can just probably list them off. And so I will make the list of them and put them in the comments of this video. But let me think about the places that come to mind. So Gospel City Church, which is in Yongsan, which is like almost in the center of Seoul. There is Freedom Village, which is in Itaewon, which is a little bit north of that. Freedom Village is really good if you have children. They have a really good kids ministry at Freedom Village, and it's in the morning. I think it's at like 11, and then I believe Gospel City is at 4:20, and then there is recently I heard of Sarang Kyohue, which has like it's a Korean church, but I haven't been, so say anything about I can't say too much about that. There's King's Cross, which is kind of down towards like uh Jamsil area, and that's at 1:30. And then there is Saving Grace, which is in Gangnam area-ish at 2:30. And as far as like the styles of the churches and stuff, some of them are different, so you just look them up online and you can see in advance. There's also City Light that is in Incheon, which is near like Hongdae. And there is I'm just gonna put in churches, the ones that I follow, because I have it. Let me find the little I have the little post that I send to people. There's New Hope Church, which is at 4, and that is in Hapjeong. So again, I'm just listing off some services. All of the services I just said are all in English or have an English ministry. All English. So bunch of foreigners, a bunch of uh, a bunch of people who I guess you could say they feel like English and the style of like the foreign church is what they prefer, because Korean churches can be quite different. A lot of Koreans who then study English will go to foreigner churches because they just prefer to be at a English speaking service. But those are some that come to mind as far as English speaking services. All the times are different, right, as well. But I really recommend that you check it out. It's a really good way to meet more foreigners and make more friends. And yes, if you ever see me, come say hi. I don't share what church that I go to. And I'm good at acting, so I pretend like I maybe don't know which church it is, right, that I go to. But maybe just you can explore and find out. But those are some options. Please don't track me down and be scary. Um, People do not need to quarantine anymore. No more quarantine stuff, which is great. Any on the east side. So Gangnam ones, Jamsil ones, those would be the farthest east that I am aware of. The King's Cross is the farthest east that I'm aware of. Okay, let me look at these questions again. As a Canadian who can visit Korea with the 6 month visa, yep, Canadians get it. Y'all got it made. Can you book a one-way trip and then book your next flight when you're entering Korea? You can. Sometimes they still will ask you when is your returning flight, and there'll be the option to say like I don't know. Sometimes they like I've heard sometimes they expect you to have some sort of something. Again, I have come numerous times. Never did I ever have like not never. Almost always, I did not have a returning flight. And I've known people that even schools or something will say, like, make sure you have your return flight booked. People will book the ticket and then it's like a 24-hour refund. They'll take the screenshot, they'll show it, and then they cancel the flight. So I'm not recommending, I'm just saying I've known people to do that. I've known people to I didn't do this, but they put in like a fake leave date or something like that. At the end of the day, as long as you leave before your visa is up, that is what is most important. They're checking it because like they ask that to make you know that you need to leave, because if you overstay your visa, they can charge you huge amounts of money. Mind you, do not overstay your visa. Please, 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 please don't. Excuse me. You might have to like pay so much money, or they make you like you're banned from the country for like 5 years. So please do not overstay your visa. I'm begging you. And at the end of the day, as long as you leave at the right proper time, you'll be okay. So I wouldn't worry about booking it in advance, but also know that visa runs are acceptable. So some people don't know that they can just leave the country and then come back in and do it again. Also know that once you do that like 3 times in a row, sometimes they'll say, "Why are you doing this? Like, what's going on?" And they'll say, like, "This is the last time you can do it, like as a tourist," kind of thing. So I really recommend that you either come as a student with like a language program, or as a teacher, try to find other ways that have a little bit longer visas than just constantly coming back as a tourist. Once you've come like 2 times, try to find ways so that the third or the fourth time you have a different visa that's more of a long term. Because if not, it can start to look not so good to the government. So throwing that out there. Hi, Megan. Hello. Are Airbnb still good to use in Korea? Concerned about hidden cameras? I answered that question actually towards the beginning of this video, and I'll go back and do all the timestamps so that you can see when I answered that. I'm sorry, did you love Busan? Yeah, I love Busan. I was wondering about the difference about bus and transportation in Busan compared to Seoul. I am obsessed with Busan. I freaking just love going down there as like a getaway trip, especially because Seoul can be so bali and so fast paced. I super, super recommend, if you live here, just to take a trip down anywhere outside of Seoul just to get away is super nice. It's more chill. Even when I went to Suwon the other day, I just felt like the people were slower and just like genuine and just great and different. There's such a fast, 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 go, go, go culture here. So I really recommend that. Um, Transportation, not as frequent, but totally, totally like very easy to live there. So maybe the bus won't come as often, but the bus still comes a lot. Maybe the subway doesn't come as often, but it still comes a lot. So in my head, I'm going, subway comes every 4 minutes here. Maybe it comes every 7 to 10 minutes there, right? So it is still very easy to get around. The way that Busan is and the way that the subway runs, it's not as convenient. So sometimes so I will take the bus to go down there because I like the bus. I think the long-term buses are just more comfortable. I think that I have a better experience. They take a rest stop and you can get out and just walk around, and I just really like taking the bus. The bus is like a luxury bus. But it does, if this is Busan, it drops you off like kind of up here towards the top, and it'll take an hour by subway to get to like Gwangali or like Haeundae Beach. If you take the KTX, it'll take you down into uh, Busan more, and maybe it'll take you like 45 minutes, 30 minutes to get to your destination. If you end up wanting to go to like the village where it's all the colorful, like on the hill, all of the colorful cities, Gamcheong, I forget how to pronounce it, but the the village, cultural village, it takes you much the train takes you much closer. So if maybe you were trying to do a day trip, see the colorful houses, take the Busan Air Cruise, which is like the cable car. I would take the train because it'll just take you closer. You'll have more time for your day because the train can also be faster. If you're trying to save money, you could still take the slow train, but I prefer the bus just for the sake of it's comfier. But yeah, transportation super easy. Lots to do. Might be a little harder to get a taxi, but plenty of places to go. Just be careful about taxis. I don't That was the one place where I got clearly the guy was trying to rip us off was in Busan. So it's better to call taxis on Kakao. I talk about that in my taxi video, so make sure you watch that. I do have to leave kind of soon, so I'll answer a few more questions. Weather currently freezing. Winter jacket. Really cold. Today's supposed to be a little bit warmer. Tiny bit. I think it's like 55 Fahrenheit. As a high. It's been really cold. Really cold! But again, layers during the day, it'll get warmer at night, it'll drop down. Trying to decide if I want to live in Busan or Seoul. Transportation is important. Both, you will be totally fine. I do think that my way of life, I have to live in Seoul with job opportunities and things like that. But if you had the option, I honestly like Busan more. The problem is it is a like it is a tourist, like they're both tourist attractions, so there'll be a lot of people, but especially like spring, summer, if you're looking to, like, if you're maybe coming as a tourist, you're staying for those 3 months, just be warned, like, it's not just a people come from abroad, but people come from nearby to go to Busan. It's kind of like in the States, we'll take a trip down to Florida, like, people from Japan, like, all over will come to Busan for vacation. So just be careful, the beaches can be, like, no place to sit, they're so packed. So that's fun. I have been to Jeju. Do you know about public transportation? Yeah, so public transportation in Jeju, not as great. Doable. I definitely would recommend renting a car. If you live in the States, by the way, you can go to AAA and you can just get, if you have AAA, you can get like a international driver's pass for a year and you're able to rent cars. I really, really recommend that you rent a car. There is public transportation. It doesn't come very often. And I feel like you would probably end up taxiing a lot, but taxis aren't even easy to get. But if you have a car, it's incredible. It's very easy to drive actually in Jeju as well because the traffic's not that bad and the roads are just set up quite easily to drive even if you've never, been to Korea. I wouldn't say like there's incredible amounts of road rage or anything. It's not super busy like Seoul, so I really recommend renting a car, but it is doable by public transportation. Time to stores close. Stores usually stay open a lot later, but stay open a lot later and stay open a lot later. So cafes and stuff won't open until maybe 10, 11. If you want to go somewhere early, go to Starbucks. That's going to be your best bet, but they'll stay open later too. So a lot of stores will stay open until 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. for shopping and whatnot as well. I really have to go, so I'm going to answer a few more questions that I got on here. Because this is where I told y'all to submit your questions. Da, 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 da. Where'd it go? There's a really good one. Oh no. Apartment stuff. So currently, where I live, I am subleasing from somebody, which wasn't even really like by choice necessarily, but it's just kind of what happened. Not a bad thing. Ended up being a great thing. God protected me, let me tell you, because the guy who is the person I'm subleasing from is in something called a Chonsei scandal, which is supposedly getting more and more popular here in Korea. Basically, the way that it works, you have to put down this huge amount of money to stay in an apartment here. So you put down this huge wad of cash. I'm talking like 8,000 US dollars to like 20,000 US dollars. You just give. Hey, I want to say, and you get it all back. So it's the down deposit, but it's insanely high. And what happens is bad people, will take that money and run with it and like leave. And there is like the people who then lose their deposit will then sue, and then they stay in the place for a little bit longer until they get the money back. And so I am subleasing from someone, and I felt like the Lord wanted me to help the guy out a bit. So I was supposed to leave. I have these weird hiccups. I was supposed to move out sometime this month, but I told him I'm willing to stay a little bit longer while he still fights the court case and stuff like that. So, apartment, this is not something that you can do without Korean help. This is not something you can do on your own. I also recommend that whomever you do end up like that does help you, that they know something about what they're doing, because the person I found this apartment with didn't really know a lot, and it shows in how things have unfolded. And so just a warning that I can't just say like, "Hey, use this app and it'll be super great." Like, you're going to need to find Korean help. There are real estate agents that speak English that are willing to help you. They can get quite expensive, but again, I think it would be worth spending all of that money to make sure that you don't end up in a bad situation. But apartment contracts are usually a year at least, like minimum. And so if you're not sure if you're going to stay here for that long or not, I would really recommend finding maybe Airbnbs, or there's a Facebook group for apartments only. And so foreigners who are trying to like leave their apartments early or something like that, sometimes they have offers on there, and they're willing to help you in the transition of like the documents and stuff like that sometimes. But it's just, I have to say, it is something that you need Korean help to do. Period. You cannot do it on your own. It's not worth the risk. If you do end up, doing an apartment here in Korea, make sure the day that you go apartment hunting, you have at least 1,000 US dollars or something in your account. Because a lot of times, if you like an apartment, you walk in, you need to say yes that day, and you need to put a deposit down that day to hold it. And it'll be like a tenth of that 8,000 to 20,000. It'll be like a tenth of whatever that is going to end up totaling. And you need to put that down deposit, or somebody else can take it. And when I tell you apartments go like that, you show up, you like it, you better be signing the papers before the day ends, because I've walked into places, and then the person before me that walked in, by the time I make it back to the office and I want it, there's somebody else signing it, and they beat me to it by like that much. So there's also like apps that people will talk about, like Tikbang, is that what it's called? Tik 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 bang, I think is what it is. Is it that? Ah, I forget if it's still saved on my phone. 잠시만요. One second. Tip Tikbang, I think is. Yes. Yeah. So oh, this app, this is Peter Pan. These three, I've mostly used this one to find an apartment. The problem with these apps, they're not that great, to be honest. You'll see a place, like people, like real estate people will post their options, right, that they have. They go so fast that they'll just post to get people to come to them. And then by the time you come, they'll say, "Oh, hey, sorry, but that one already got sold." Even if it didn't, maybe the reason I'm saying, even if it didn't, maybe the apartment never existed. It's from like forever ago, but they are just using it as like the pull to get you to come to them. And sometimes it very much does sell. I'm not saying everyone's just lying. I'm just saying the turnover of apartments is so fast that you just contact them because of the app, but then they'll end up showing you places that you never saw. So the apartment that I'm in, never saw it online, but the guy just brought it to me, like brought me to it, and it's because it just went on the market kind of thing. So by the time they put in all the information on the app, it'll be gone. So they'll use that to get people to come to them. So don't worry too much about, scrolling through and finding the perfect place for you because you might not end up seeing it. I have seen like it does work sometimes, but don't fall in love too fast. But the best option is just take a Korean person, go to the real estate agents in the area. You can find them on the app, go to them, say what you're looking for, say your budget, and then they will take you places and pray. Pray a lot because God wants to help you out because it's a crazy process. But yeah, so you're going to need Korean help in order to find an actual apartment. Have a lot of money in your bank account the day that you plan to look, and know that you're going to be putting a lot of money down in advance. And if you want more tips on apartments and whatnot, I'm happy to attempt to make a video eventually, but I don't want to give someone the false confidence that they can do it on their own. So that's part of why I don't make a video is you need to find a Korean friend who knows this, who can teach you more about it. So, yeah. Last question I'll answer here really quick is this shoes situation. I cannot tell you enough. Cute shoes are a big no. Like, yes, you can wear them. Yes, you can bring them. You will die. People will even wear like sneakers to go to their destination and then maybe put their like nicer shoes on and then take the nice shoes off and put their sneakers back on. But people wear sneakers everywhere. Like I'm wearing this dress. You can't see it. I'm wearing a dress with sneakers. Like that is just the way that it goes now. We don't wear like I like boots because they're kind of like the in between where they look nice, but they're still sneakers. But you just don't wear nice shoes. There's too much walking. These sidewalks are so incredibly uneven and so unsafe. Even if it's like it rains a little bit, there is a specific sidewalk substance that is like extremely slippery when wet. It is so bad. And so you will fall. The sidewalks have a lot of like bricks, and the bricks, as you know, over time, one starts to go like this, there's like a little bit of a crack between the two, you'll fall. Like 1000% you will fall. So if you just wear something comfortable, you find comfy shoes. There's, by the way, stairs everywhere. You're going to be taking stairs everywhere. You're going to get onto a bus. The bus driver doesn't give a crap if you haven't sat down yet. They take off. And so you're trying to hold on to anything for dear life. So there are so many ways that you will break your ankle, that your feet will kill you. Your feet will kill you by the end of the first day. And your feet, that's how you get around, right? So do not worry about looking cute with your little heels on. Like just take this as an older sister and in the most loving way possible. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. Bring one pair of nice, maybe heels with you if you really want to, and you can switch them out when you get to like the building that you're in. But if you want to be able to last any amount of time while you're in Korea, like your feet, you can't get them blistered, you can't be in pain. You use them to go everywhere. It's your car, right? You wouldn't wear, this is going to sound like a silly analogy, but just to make your car look nice, you wouldn't replace your tires with like glass tires just because they look cute. No, that's going to end up, you're not going to make it. Like your car, it's not good for your car. It's not going to make it, might break along the way, right? So everybody else does it anyways. Everybody wears comfy shoes. Maybe try to find cuter, comfy shoes. But yeah, if you really do want to bring heels, maybe I will see people if they're going for like a night out, they'll look ridiculous, but they'll hobble their way through. And then I see them like the streets are too dirty here. So people don't like take their shoes off and just, walk with them in their hands and stuff like that. You might step on glass, like do not do that. So there's so many things about safety. Just be careful. Try to find lower heels that are more comfortable to walk. Like wedges are going to be easier to walk in than like the normal heels. For your safety, for so many reasons, for the longevity of your trip. I hope that is helpful. 고마워요. You're welcome. 아니에요. I'm happy to help. But yeah, I really do have to get going. I stay longer than I should have. But I hope you guys found this video helpful. I will go back through and I will try to timestamp all of the answers that I put. But also, if you do have any other questions that I didn't answer, feel free to leave them in the comments of this video. When I go live again, I try to make the little poll from time to time so that you can put your questions in there. So if you follow me on Instagram, that's a really good way as well. You can also come into the video, I guess, and kind of post in the chat, I think, sometimes in advance, and I can see that maybe. But I will try my best to continue to reply to questions on Instagram. Um, Sometimes people email me questions. I'll try my best. I've been running around. I had appointments in the States. I had to get this mole taken off of my um, shoulder because it was looking a little cancerous. I mean, maybe I think it's fine, but I just had to run around like a chicken with my head cut off. But I am so thankful for you guys. So much love for you guys. And yeah, I'm just so thankful. I've been doing so well. Love me. Love me. Yee. It's like coming from my head. I've been doing really, really well. Like personally, in my personal life, America kind of threw me off because I had to run back and now I'm back in Korea. But spring is coming. Not just the cherry blossoms, the flowers are beautiful here. It's my favorite time of year. I love to just bloom. Like I feel like I have blossomed in my life, and to now be able to look outside and watch the flowers bloom with me. And I found a church that I've just love, community that I love. I am hesitantly putting myself out there on dating things, but at the end of the day, like, why the heck not? Right? Why the heck not? Even if it doesn't go that great, I have a good story to tell. But yeah, I'm just really, really thankful for where God has brought me. And I'm excited to see what He has in store for me as well. So much love for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Can I do it again? I love this. Okay, at first, at the beginning of this, I said it was annoying, and now I'm obsessed with it. I hope you have a great day or you sleep well. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.